I'm pretty sure you've never thought of Charles Dickens' Coketown as a prison. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how he uses linguistic engineering to bring the reader right inside Coketown. First, let's look at the structure. You might think the sentences are just long sentences, but they are a calculated trap. If you look closely, you'll see there isn't a single simple sentence in this entire passage. Every single sentence here is complex or compound complex. Take the opening, for instance. It was a town of red brick or of brick that would have been red if the smoke and ashes had allowed it. But as matters stood, it was a town of a natural red and black. That's a compound complex masterpiece. It joins independent thoughts while embedding conditional subordinate clauses. Why? Because a simple sentence is too clean for Coketown. Dickens needs those layers of clauses to mimic the interminable serpents of smoke that never got uncoiled. The sentences themselves are the machinery. Now look at the tenses. It was, it contained, it had. Dickens uses the simple past to ground this place in a fixed and changeable reality. But did you notice the third conditional? If the smoke and ashes had allowed it? This is the genius of it. The third conditional is the tense of lost possibilities. The bricks could have been red, but they weren't. It's a linguistic trick that highlights the loss of beauty before we even see the black canal. And then the text hits us with the infinitive. The inhabitants of this town, those people equally like one another, are trapped in a mechanical rhythm. Dickens describes them as those who all went in and out at the same hours with the same sound upon the same pavements to do the same work. And that infinitive to do is an endless loop. It suggests a purpose frozen in time where every action is a mere repetition of the last. The infinitive to do captures the soul-crushing weight of life, where the cycle never breaks, turning human existence into just another part of the melancholy madness of the entire machinery. But it's in the semantics that the atmosphere becomes physical. Look at the nouns Dickens chooses. Brick, smoke, ashes, machinery, serpents, canal, piston. He's cluttering your mind with physical obstacles. Then he stains the landscape with adjectives. Unnatural, painted, interminable, black, ill-smelling, vast, full. These aren't just descriptions. They're a sensory assault. And the prepositions? Out, in, up, down, in, out. They aren't just random. They are part of a mechanical cycle. When the smoke comes out of the tall chimneys, Dickens forces your mind to look up. When the dye flows in the canal, he forces you to look down. Up, down, in, out. Every preposition is a piston stroke, physically moving your focus through this man-made hell. There's one more layer Dickens adds to haunt you, the figures of speech. He describes the town as a natural red and black, like the painted face of a savage. He compares the mindless motion of the steam engine to the head of an elephant in a state of melancholy madness. These similes take the industrial and make it animalistic, breathing a terrifying distorted life into the machines. He uses the metaphor of the interminable serpents of smoke to suggest that the pollution isn't just air, it's a living, choking beast that never uncoils. And finally, he uses anaphora, the repetition of the word same. The same hours, the same sound, the same pavements, the same work. It's a rhythmic hammer blow that forces you to feel the boredom and the monotony of Coketown. This is Dickens' industrial grind, the art of a novelist who transforms every word and every repetitive rhythm into the concrete physical reality of the Industrial Revolution. And by the time you reach the final full stop, you're inside the machinery. Share this with a friend whose to-do list is as interminable as a Coketown smoke serpent. This is L&T, where literature meets clarity. Stay lit.